Buddy, I want to call to order the Aston Township Board of Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, September 17, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we move to item 3, review and approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 16, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of July 16, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item number 4, review and approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on August 13, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August 13, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. We move on to committee reports. Commissioner Tinsley.
Thanks, Commissioner Higgins. I'll be reading the permits and license report for August 2025. We started with a beginning balance of $517,363. Total income from permits and licenses was $36,774. And total plumbing and heating permits was $4,630, which had a total revenue collected in the month of August was $55,347, and the total for 2025 as of the end of August was $517,710, which is comparable to August of 2024, which was $577,181. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Berry.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. This is the police report for the month of August 2025. Incidents handled was 564, accident investigations 40, criminal investigations 27. Clearance rate for Part 1 crimes was 50%, and clearance rate for Part 2 crimes was 101%. Now we go to the license plate readers. Panel in Concord Road was 987,000 plus. Dutton Mill was 752,000 plus. Concord and Dutton Mill was 555,000 plus, and Concord Bridgewater 512 plus. Concord and Aston Mills was 537 plus, and Pennell and Glendale Roads was 484,781. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Crendy.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. I'm going to read the road foreman activity report for August 2025. In the month of August, we saw the Phillies increase their lead in the National League games. The Eagles working hard at training camp and bid to win another championship. Sun Valley Fall sports have begun. Good luck to all the players and coaches. August weather started with high temperatures and humidity, but after a couple of weeks, it felt like fall came early. So enjoy the great weather while it's here. The road crew repaired a sinkhole on Turner Industrial Way. The cause of the hole was separated seam of concrete storm water pipe. The crew were able to repair 2 more inlets in a month. The inlets are located at Rosalie Lane by the island and Edmonton Drive. The grass crew cut intruding vegetation on Judy Way, Mount Road, and part of Convict Road. With the low amount of rain for August, the marine team was finally able to catch caught up with all the cutting and trimming. With the start of school upon us, the road crew paced crosswalks throughout the town. Our sanitation department picked 62.02 tons of recycling and 517.40 tons of residential waste. The following roads are state-owned and maintained: Pennell Road, Concord Road, Knowlton Road, Bridgewater Road, Dutton Mill Road, Aston Mills Bernie Highway, Wiley Road, and Lanai Road. If you have any maintenance or safety issues on this or any of the roads, please contact PennDOT at 610-566-0972. The next metal and appliance week is October the 6th to the 10th. Bulk trash week no longer exists. Anything that can burn can be put out in your curb for trash at any time. Please have the trash at the curb by 6 a.m. on a designated trash day. Any questions or complaints, please contact Bill Cersey, Road Foreman, at 610-494-8005. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Dougherty.
Okay, I have before me the Treasurer's Report for August 2025. Operating cash in the general fund as of August 31st, $745,903. Other funds include the TD Bank escrow checking account with a balance of $655,004. The 2022 Pliget account with a balance of $2,667,181. The 2022 TD Bank bond account with a balance of $797,473. The TD Bank capital checking account with a balance of $6,999,641. And the TD Bank liquid fuels checking account with a balance of $428,991. Total cash balance of the township as of August 31st, 2025, $12,394,139. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Bowden.
Hi, I have a couple of things. The first thing I want to inform all of you about is we're going to have a Halloween decorating contest for the homes this year. So you can begin decorating your homes. The people will be out judging October 18th through October 26th. And it's going to be judged township-wide. It's not going to be by ward. It's township-wide. So there's going to be 4 prizes. And hopefully you'll all get spooky with Aston Township. The next thing I have is from the library. They have their bingo coming up Saturday, September 27th, from 6 to 9. The doors will open at 4:30. $25 admission, all cash prizes. You can join the Cookbook Club or bring a fall dish Monday, September the 29th at 11:30. And best of all, free chair yoga with Miss Janet on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. at the Community Center through October 28th. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McGinn has a lot of good things for you tonight, Commissioner.
Thanks, Mike. Hopefully I live up to the expectations. So first, the fire committee report. We had 76 fire calls last month in August. For year-to-date, 635, 227 EMS calls. For year-to-date, that puts us over 2,100 calls. A lot of activity there. Great job by the fire department responding to them, and there were some of the reasons. Remember, from a budget standpoint, we looked and increased some of those dollars for the fire tax to help increase coverage from an ambulance side to provide the fire department some more dollars. Average manpower per incident, 7 people, which is terrific, and the response time also terrific. On the fire side, approximately 8 minutes. On the EMS side, 7 minutes. From an ALS perspective, the paramedic, and as a reminder, we lost that Crozier paramedic that we've had for years. Based on commitment from the board and everyone else, we made sure that we continue to provide that service, continue to have that through a third party. In terms of in the month of August, there was a total of 204 dispatches from an ALS perspective. So very similar from an EMS side. All their dispatches in terms of average time about that 7-minute mark, I believe just slightly under. So good response time rate there. As we look forward and talk in terms of next steps, if you remember from other meetings, we did form an authority in terms of trying to proceed and find equitable ways to continue to provide that essential service. Find that we'll have an initial kickoff and organizational meeting for the authority next Thursday at the Township Building location on 2 New Road to continue to move that forward. And then shifting gears in terms of on the new building side, good exciting news there. Anybody that's been up and down Concord Road in that corridor by the community center, St. Joe's has seen a lot. Starting to look like a real building on the outside. A lot of the windows, other things up. You can see the concrete's poured. Anybody that's pulled into for the sidewalks and things, curbing that's pulled in there. They're really inside working on things like duct work, all the things that they can do to put ceiling in. They're doing finishing touches like painting, cabinets. So our target is, we won't be there for the October meeting, so don't have any major announcement in terms of to
to adjust your calendars from here to there just yet. But we are going to begin moving in the police department first, and then the rest of the township officials. And when we get there, we'll have more in terms of thank yous and recognition. But the extended staff, led by Kelly and Bill on the managerial side, have done a really terrific job managing this, keeping this project going. And it's a complex project. A lot of dealt with a lot of curveballs and things along the way, but have just like I guess our favorite Phillies these days, they've been hitting them out of the park. So special thanks to you guys on that, and that's it for me in terms of the updates, Mike.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, we move on to item 6, approval of the treasurer's report.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Any comments or questions? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. And also approval of the bills and payroll report.
I make a motion to approve the bills and payroll report.
Motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. We move on to number 8, open to the public, agenda items only. Agenda items only, open to the public. Anybody interested in coming up? Come on up, sir. Take your time. Please provide your name and address, sir.
Daniel Guzzo, Springhouse, 2240 Springhouse Lane, Aston, PA. I have a couple items I wanted to ask about. First off is, I'd like to see about getting speed humps put in our development. I know Springhouse and Lee is like a drag strip down there. I get trash trucks. I get 18-wheelers coming down the road. And that's no lie. I get 18-wheelers sneaking through there. So signs you put up don't mean anything.
That's your first item?
That's my first item.
Okay, I'm going to direct your question to Commissioner Tinsley.
I know I had to bring it up to him, yes.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. This is just agenda items. You have to back up for the next session.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I wasn't thinking.
That's right.
Am I energetic? Does anybody else have any agenda items that they'd like to bring up tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll move forward. We'll go to new business, item A. Consider a motion approving the 2026 non-uniform employee minimum municipal obligation in the amount of $119,357. $119,357, Commissioner Dockery.
Okay, let me explain what this is first. Every year we need to put money aside for our uniform and non-uniform employees in our pension fund. So for 2026, the minimum amount we need to put in for our non-uniform employees is $119,000. So that's what this motion is about. I make a motion to approve the 2026 non-uniform employee minimum municipal obligation in the amount of $119,357 in the form of a motion.
With a motion and second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? Ayes have it. Item B, consider a motion of approving the 2026 uniform employee minimum municipal obligation in the amount of $1,275,961. Commissioner Doherty.
Okay, to explain this one, this is for our police officers. This is the minimum amount of money we need to put in the pension fund for our police officers for 2026. I make a motion to approve the 2026 uniform employee minimum municipal obligation in the amount of $1,275,961 in the form of a motion.
Second. Your motion second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item C, consider an ordinance restating the township's park rules and regulations and amending the township's animal control regulations to permit a deer management program on a portion of Red Hill Preserve. Commissioner Berry.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. Ordinance number 1049, an ordinance of Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, amending and restating the township's park rules, regulations, and amending the township's animal control regulations to permit a deer management program on a portion of Red Hill Preserve. Effective date, the ordinance shall become effective upon its enactment by the Aston Township Board of Supervisors, enacted and ordained the 17th day of September 2025. Michael J. Higgins, President, attested to by Kelly A. Pittman, Secretary, and that's in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. This ordinance will be out on the township website, okay, and social media. Item E, consider a motion to approve the refund.
No, wait.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Okay, consider a resolution establishing rules and regulations for a deer management program in Red Hill Preserve. Commissioner Doherty.
Okay, first let me explain this one. We have 46 acres of open space in the first ward. We're going to allow bow hunting. This will not be no rifles, no black powder. This will be bow hunting only in certain select areas of the preserve, and we're having a limited number of permits we're going to be issuing. And there's a big block of the preserve will be off limits, generally behind houses on Convent Road. So I'll now read the resolution. So Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, resolution number 2025-138, Red Hill Preserve Deer Management Program, rules and regulations. Whereas ordinance number 1049 authorizes a deer management program in Red Hill Preserve and contemplates the promulgation of rules and regulations for that program via resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that Exhibit A is hereby established as the rules and regulations for the deer management program for Red Hill Preserve. Resolved the 17th day of September 2025 by Higgins, President, attested to by Kelly Pittman, in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? Ayes have it. Moving on. Item E, consider a motion to approve the refund to Sunny Mac LLC of Wilmington, Delaware, in the amount of $987.09 for a solar project that was canceled. Commissioner McGinn.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. I make a motion to approve the refund to Sunny Mac LLC of Wilmington, Delaware, in the amount of $987.09 for a solar project that was canceled.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. We're all the way down to item 10 already, escrow releases.
Yes, we have three tonight. First one is proposed resolution 2025-139. I make a motion for the release of the sum of $14,493 to 4513 Pennell Road Associates LLC per the requested closeout letter of credit completion of the Chase Bank project.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions on that? All signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Thanks. I make a motion for engineering fees to be paid to Pennoni Associates for the month of September 2025 in the amount of $11,243.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? Ayes have it.
And last, I make a motion for engineering fees to be paid to Cirilli Associates for the month of September 2025 in the amount of $2,333.57.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Thank you, Commissioner. Item 11 is open to the public, 1/2 hour. This is on any topic tonight. Sir, you want to come back up?
Daniel Guzzo, 2240 North Springhouse Lane, Aston Township. We'd like to see about getting speed humps put in our development. I know Springhouse and Lee Lane really need them because it's getting really bad. You know, a lot of children, you know, and it's kind of scary when these guys fly up and down the road. know, so, I'm one of the worst ones, I yell at people, you know.
You're one of those that yells.
Huh?
You're one of the ones that yell, like me. I'm going to defer you to Commissioner Tinsley, just for a second here.
Especially including in my work, there's at least, there's a couple that are in the process of creating and, there's just steps that you have to take. Step one would be to talk to the other residents and get the petitions and so on. So I'm working with Mr. Cuso and Mr. DeFeo on other streets, especially in our ward. I just looked, for some reason, at least on my phone, probably do have your contact information, whether you can just email me or come up after the meeting and I'll get your contact information. Yes, I'll include Mr. Cuso, Mr. DeFeo, and then we'll just keep track of it as far as, and I'll support you as far as for what needs to happen. For instance, I know one is Crystal. Crystal Road is one of the roads that in the process of creating the speed humps and so on. So I'll support you however I can, so we can talk after the fact and however, any questions you have and so on. So that's great.
The second item is, I probably has to go through PennDOT, getting the school speed limits, the flashing light, move closer to the red light so they still slow down a little bit sooner. Because they're flying all the way down to the school board, the school administration building, and then they're stopping. And the kids are already down there, the kids cross down there where they shouldn't be, and there's constantly kids going across there, and it's scary. We do get police officers every once in a while sitting down there and mad at some people, but it's both ways. Coming from Pleasant Hill all the way down here, they'll fly just and they don't have to
Okay, we'll refer that to our traffic engineer, our township engineer. He's the one that's real close to it, so.
Yeah, and you're correct. PennDOT kind of rules the roost there, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at it first because they do have regulations in terms of how far it has to be from the light and all those types of things. So we'll look at it first, and if it has any merit, then we'll take it on to PennDOT.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Campbell, 3235 Darwin Circle, Aston, PA. Before I get started with what I have to say, I'm just going to say this real quick. In defense for Dan, I have my cell phone plugged into 911 and I hold it because I can't tell you how many times he almost gets hit. And it's hard to get out and get out of the way of this traffic because they're either putting their makeup on or they're on the phone. So, like he said, it would be nice for them to slow down before the red light. And then this is my last push for Community Day. It will be October the 4th, Saturday, and the parade will start at 9 o'clock at Newman University, 1 Newman Drive, Concord Road. Miss Nancy is the chairperson for that. You can contact her at nbowden@comcast.net. She should have all her applications in by now. We're only giving you a couple more days because it's just like we are close to the end. I have opening ceremonies at 10:30 once the parade gets into the community center. And we're all going to have to be really careful about parking because of the fact that we have the new township building there and the parking is limited. So we're going to have signs up where people can park and cannot park. And we just ask that you have your children really be careful so that they don't get hurt. We're going to have rides, foods, children's crafts, pumpkin painting, face painting. We have the Community Day Expo where we have people, businesses inside that can advertise their business, and that's Judy's Denitis. And you can go on www.astonbusinessassociation.com, click on events, and you will get information for that. So I'm hoping that everyone will come out October 4th at the community center. Free rides. There's a donation of $5 day of, $4 if you go up to the community center before Friday night and purchase your wristbands. So it's a fun day for everybody, and we're hoping you'll all attend. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to come up and speak? Sir? Mr. Doherty?
Paul Doherty, 596 Convent Road. I found out that the ordinance on the preserve yesterday, which I haven't seen anything on it, I just happened to hear about it. And I have some concern. I don't know what the guidelines are, how close you're allowed to be to people's property. And the few people that have actually using the trail have no idea where it is. I've had people walking through my property because they think it's all part of the preserve. There's no definitive guideline. I did see the map that John has, but there's no definitive line unless you really look at that as to where the preserve is and where my property is. There's like 500 feet of my property runs along the preserve, and some of that is wooded area. Now, when the convent or college, I'm not sure which, was issuing permits for hunting, I've actually had 2 bolts from crossbows in my yard. One was stuck in a tree just behind my shed. This was a couple of years ago. But I don't see any reason it wouldn't have the same thing. I'm just concerned with the bolts, because I know they go several hundred feet. Now, I think probably 300 feet, maybe 350 feet over this field. So it's just a concern I just wanted to bring up.
Mr. Doherty, I'm going to ask John to...
Yeah, so I think this is something we do need to look into, because there's another property adjacent to ours and next to yours that was 8 acres, so we need to find a way to delineate where our property ends, where yours begins. So it's a fair concern this time.
Yeah, there are concrete markers there. Yeah, you have about 10 feet of that 8 acres that's there. But I have about 500 or 600 feet of my property that runs along that barrier. And even the people that cut the grass don't cut it. I end up cutting it because the township doesn't come all the way around. Thank you.
Someone else from the group like to come up? Sir, come on up.
James Faulkner, 42 New Road. I just had a couple questions. I'd like to just expel property at 40 New Road. It's been abandoned for 8 years, been up for shirts. The guy bought it at church sale. He ripped it apart, never finished it. I've responded to other people that house, if somebody, the code just pulls up and looks at it, it looks fine. The whole backyard of the creek, the whole back of the house is poison ivy. Down my property line, which I own like 6 inches off his house, I just spent $118 on ground clear to keep his junk off my property that I shouldn't have to buy and do. And the oil tank's ready to fall over. It's been that way. And like I said, I honestly let him go down my driveway to cut his grass because he literally has to go in his front door and out his side back door to go into his own yard, but nobody's lived there for 8 years. But like I said, I was trying not to go this route, but what he did, he went to the township and said the new house at 38 and my property was pouring water on his property. I've lived there 40 years. It's been the same forever. And he actually has a pipe along his porch draining onto my property. So if somebody can, like I said, honestly, I called him up. I told him nobody's allowed to come down the driveway no more. The only people allowed, which I told, is Bill and all with Public Works, because they own the property on the other side of me and take care of it. The rest of them, I'm just done. Like I said, I mean, you try to end up keeping stuff look nice and all. Obviously, everybody's plan's different and nice, but I mean, if somebody gets out of the car and walks down there, it's bad. Like I said, he just cutted the grass, but like I said, along the property line, my property line, there's 2 spots probably from this table to that wall that long with briars and weeds 5 foot high. And I just wanted somebody besides, if Board of the code people come, they just need to get out of the car, no disrespect, but they ride up, they look, they pull off, they back up, get out of the car and look. That's what you got. I mean, they're more than welcome to walk down my driveway. The people that I've dealt with, they can look. But basically, that's what I got.
All right, Jim. I'll start by talking to code tomorrow about it, all right?
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Would someone else like to come up and speak? Last chance. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to other. Commissioner Fisher.
Thanks, Commissioner Higgins. I'll come back to the end of the meeting part, but I'll start giving the Pendelco updates again. You know, since it's been quiet, obviously, with school being out for the past couple of months. So for Pendelco, obviously back to school, you're going to start seeing, between the hours of 7, 8 plus, as well as at the end of the day, a lot more school buses in session. The school's in session with a lot more buses running around. Northland Middle School, there has been a new principal there. And then the third part kind of goes it does go hand in hand, and I'm just going to call it Aston Week. Will be on Friday, October 3rd. That will be the homecoming game and the homecoming parade for the high school. As well as I'm kind of then with my next point, looking forward to seeing everybody, our Aston Community Day. I know others are going to be talking about it on Saturday, October 4th. And then last but not least, I want to thank Joe Hart and Kathy Papp for coming this year. Thank you. Sir.
Commissioner Barry.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. I do have something. September marks Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. A time to stand together and fight for the women and families impacted by this terrible disease. Ovarian cancer remains the deadliest of all female cancers with no symptoms or early detection tests. This month, let's honor the women we've lost, celebrate the warriors who continue to fight, and inspire us so that we may look to the future where ovarian cancer has no power over our loved ones. Thank you, Commissioner Higgins.
Thank you. Mr. Pendergrass.
Yeah, I had a couple things here. Like Kevin said, watch the kids if the school's back in, and don't pass any school buses. I know it's been a problem we've had over the years. Well, yeah, going home, be careful with the rain out there. And thanks for showing up in this weather. Really appreciate it. That's all I have.
Commissioner Bakken.
Well, first off, I hope everyone had a great summer. Hope to see everybody on October 4th, Community Day. And I'm really looking forward to moving into our new building. I'm so tired of being here at the Firehouse. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Bowden.
I'm just gonna reiterate, school's back in session. As some of us stand on the corners in Aston Township, traffic is horrendous in this town. Your crossing guards who take their lives in their hands every single day with the people, and they're your neighbors, most of them, that are speeding that are running red lights, that are not stopping at stop signs. There's a massive amount of children this year, more so than ever. Please, I'm asking each and every one of you, please be careful. Every day when I walk out into that traffic, every single day, I pray that one child isn't hurt. And on another note, let's decorate your houses and let's make Aston really spooky. So register to get. I've seen some really nice stuff already, so I'm excited for all of you. Have a great day.
Commissioner McGee, please.
Yeah, thanks, Commissioner Higgins. It's true, we've got the Halloween decorations coming out, it's a reminder. Between that, no comment. But between that and the weather, it certainly fall is here and summer is gone. So with everything that comes with it, back to school, community day, Mary Ann, thank you. I'm sure it's going to be another great one. Nancy, thank you as well for organizing and just spread the word. These are the kind of things that make Aston a great place to live and be from. So please share with your neighbors and friends, and let's have a good turnout and a great day.
Thank you. Ms. Pittman?
I just want to thank Joe for the recognition of the new building and the work that Bill and I put in on it, and everybody else that's been involved with it. And Kevin, thanks for coming. Always good to see you.
Bill?
Okay, thanks.
Okay. The professionals, Mr. D'Souza?
Just a word about the Donnelly intersection. It may have been missed because it was at the August meeting, it's a smaller meeting, but the contract's been awarded to a contractor. Got full PennDOT approval. Contract will probably start in mid-October. So even though the building will be done around that time, we still have some major construction. The project is over $1 million. So it's a rather large project. It involves moving a lot of utility poles, new traffic signal there. So that project will start in mid-October and go through next spring. So just a reminder.
Thank you. You'll be
It will
up there.
not have a detour. It'll be some days it'll be a single lane traffic with that being monitored by the company.
So you'll be up there directing traffic, right?
Not me.
Okay. All right. Mr. Solicitor?
Not the town.
Okay, thank you. Also want to recognize the ovarian cancer thing. It's important that everybody remember that. And so, also, the events of last week or so, the memory of September 11th, and also the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Commissioner Dockery and I conversed, had some discussions, and he spoke about it and so forth. He spoke about it because it has a lot to do with our country, family, country, and so forth. And so what I'm going to read here is a lot of it's from the webpage of Charlie Kirk's webpage. And this is what I put together for John and I on this. By now, most of you have heard about the assassination of Charlie Kirk last Wednesday. Charlie was just 31 years old and was a well-known political activist, having been the founder of Turning Point USA. He left behind a wife and 2 small children. All this because the shooter, possibly others, did not like what he had to say. He was well known to high school students as well as college students and citizens on both sides of the aisle nationwide. Charlie had millions of supporters on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, and other sources. Charlie was not just someone admired, but someone who was deeply respected. Most of my comments here have been spoken by others or came from the Turning Point USA website. I reviewed the Turning Point USA site, but could not find anything about political parties. But as stated in some excerpts, quote, he did not seek influence for his own sake. Instead, he poured his life into others, bringing a generation who would hold in their faith, steadfast in their love of freedom, and unafraid to defend their country. End quote, and more, quote, fighting for truth and faith, for family, and for America. His sacrifice will endure a guiding light for generations. Charlie's inspiration will continue with his successors and our younger generation. God bless Charlie, and may he rest in peace. Thank you. I have nothing else to add tonight, so I call for an adjournment. Thank you, everybody.